As we all know that fantasy literature is a literature set in imaginary universe. It's full of magic and supernatural elements. Many fantasy novels are written originally for the children, but it attracts the adult audience too. Some of the famous fantasy novels we know are Alice in Wonderland, Harry Potter series, and The Chronicles of Narnia. In this session, we are going to discuss about a fantasy poem, The Lady of Shalott, written by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Tennyson became the poet laureate in 1850. This poem is included in fantasy literature because of the supernatural elements included in it. Let's see about the author, then the summary of the poem. Author introduction. Tennyson was an English poet. He was the poet laureate for a long period during the reign of Queen Victoria. He was the most highly regarded and widely read English poet of his period. His ideas were shallow and dealt with matters of fleeting significance. Background and outline of the poem. The poem Lady of Shalott was written in 1832 and published in 1842. The poem is similar to the story of the Maid of Astolat in Malory's Martin the Other. The poem is divided into four parts. Parts 1 and 4 describes people's view on the Lady of Shalott. Parts 2 and 3 describes the lady's perspective of the world. The poem portrays the circulation of a lady from the outside of the world. Part 1 deals with the people's view about the Lady of Shalott. The poem starts with a description of the town and the island. Before reaching the town, there runs a river and road through the fields of barley and rye. The people move along, wandering on the island with lilies, aspens and willows. Little boats also travel to Camelot along the banks of river carrying goods. People believe that Lady of Shalott lives inside a structure of 4 grey walls and towers, but none had seen her or seen the sign of a woman on the island. Only the harvesters have heard her singing as echo. Part 2 is the lady's view about the people. The Lady of Shalott sits in front of the mirror, weaving a miraculous vivid web for the whole day. She looks down the town of Camelot only through the mirror. She has heard as a whisper of nature's curse that befalls on her if she faces anyone directly. She observes only the shadows of the world every day. She occasionally sees a couple of knights riding past, having no faithful knight to court her truly. She complains about the world on seeing the wedding party or funeral procession as a shadow on her mirror. Part 3 also deals with the lady's perspective about the people. One day, she accidentally sees the shadow of a handsome knight and gets attracted. Out of anxiety, she stops weaving and moves 3 steps to the window, admires the knight and the town of Camelot. At once, the magic web cuts off and the mirror cracks straight across, indicating ill omen. The lady understands that it is the curse and she will die at once. So she dressed gorgeously, takes the boat, writes her name on it, and travels to Camelot. She sings till her last breath and met her tragic death. Part 4 is the people's view on the lady. The people comes out to see the boat and gets shocked seeing the name the Lady of Shalott. All knights admire her and make a sign of cross in fear and they move away. Only the handsome knight, Sir Lancelot, stops near her, looks at her very eagerly. He exclaimed that she has a pretty face and also prays to God to have mercy on her for the premature death. Thus, we come to the end of the poem. The themes like isolation, art, detachment, supernatural elements are discussed in this poem. Thank you. The poem is concluded with the unfulfilled love and freedom of the lady. The story reveals that living alone in imagination without a companion leads to frustration. Thus, we learn a truth from this poem that shadows do not give permanent satisfaction. Thank you for watching this video.